Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Cub here. Welcome back to Hermitcraft. Last time, we worked on Asuma's record room. We got that up and going. So, Asuma's order, which is, I believe, in this chest right here. Yes, this chest right here is now complete. And, by the way, I need to start to collect these things. I'd like to make a room in the base. A lot of you have suggested this in the comments section. I need to make a room in the base that houses these items, like this request, this north wool that we got from the race at Asuma's base. Then we also have, I think we have, yeah, the, wait, was it this one? No, it was this one. Yeah, this notch apple. Why is this over here? In this chest. This is food, so this goes here. There we go. Just a minor technical detail, nothing to see. But yeah, this was from the trick-or-treating pranks we did with False. And we need a place to, like, collect all these things, like all these memorabilia throughout the season that we've acquired. I think in here there's a lousy duck hunt t-shirt we got from ZF and Tango's, what was it? It was the hunt? Duck hunt? The scavenger hunt. That's where I'm looking for. So we need a place to basically organize all of these items and store them and display them, etc. Anyways, today, let's start off today by going to the nether. I'm going to grab some fireworks out of my shulker box here, my fireworks box, which contains all the finest firework explosives. And we're going to take a look at Joe Hill's build in the nether, because I recently talked with Joe. He is currently building his connection from his area to the... Is this guy wearing pants? Is that supposed to be pants on this guy? Or have I just never noticed that before? I have no idea. I'm going to have to check out a pigment in the nether. Let's go ahead and go through and see what Joe is up to, though. And the reason we're going to go and see what Joe is up to is because his tunnel is actually, conflicting with our tunnel. Or not really conflicting, but it passes through the same general area. So if we fly down our rail tunnel here, fly over a bunch of stuff, through a bunch of fire, and eventually we will see Mr. Joe Hills down here, and he is mining away, and he's got his portal up here. Let me just get up here and show you guys, which is looking nice. This might be exclusive previews. I'm not entirely sure. If so, go check out Joe Hills' video, youtube.com/JoeHillsTSD, I believe it is. I'll provide a link in the description to his channel. But check this out. This is what he's got. This tunnel is an opportunity to visit at Joe Hills' Red Sky Bay. And he's got slopes marked down, apparently. Howdy, y'all. At Joe Hill's base here. Constructed as it always is around Red Sky Bay. I've heard folks say, red sky at night, sailors delight. Red sky in morning, sailors take warning. But have you heard, purple sky forward, hermits head shoreward. Aha, clever. Welcome to Red Sky Bay. And then this portal leads to his Red Sky Bay. He's got his own little hub here. For instance, this leads to the pig boat, which is actually the boat which we moved. Or not really we moved, but Joe moved. When we did the pig prank, way back in episode, I think it was 12, Red Sky Bay of Pigs prank. Pig is just hanging out over there. He's looking over all his other pigs in the area, and the boats. Which Joe painstakingly moved from Red Sky Bay, which I think it's in this direction. I'm pretty sure. Over there by that sugarcane. He painstakingly moved them all over to this area, which is awesome. And then put a giant boat around the pig. So, kudos to Joe on that. Well done, my friend. That's awesome. But, yeah, this portal area Joe has going. This portal area Joe is working on currently. This actually conflicts with our tunnel here. So, our tunnel is right here. I said to Joe, just go ahead and, yeah, just blast through this, cover this all up. You see Joe's working. He's hard at work down there. So this is going to be an awesome area. I really like the way he's doing this. It looks to me like he's going to bring in some of his Red Sky Bay area with the pink, the cyan glass, and some of the nether brick on the side, which is going to make this area look amazing, I think. Let's just go ahead and drop on down here. So I wanted to show you guys that, and we're also going to head out to the Wither Skeleton Farm, because today, guys, we are going to build Jarvis. We are going to build the artificial intelligence, and for that we need a beacon, which I have a mining beacon, and I have something close to 50 beacons on our island. But all those 50 beacons are currently in use, so we need one single other beacon. And so, let's see. I'm going to head over to... Let's see. Where is Impulses? I believe it's down this way. We should see another great tunnel here. Yeah. We got to get going on our tunnel, guys. Oh, is this an ice path? Look at this. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I need steak. Give me the steak in my belly. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we go this way to Impulse. Jumping all the way. And I believe Atlantis and Gold XP Farm. There we go. That's what... I think this goes all the way up to the roof, I think. Yeah, this goes up to the roof of the nether. Perfect. This is what I want. And now we got to just make our way over to the Wither Skeleton Farm, which I believe is to the south, this direction. So I'll head this way, and I'll meet you guys back at the Wither Skeleton Farm. So I think this is the place right here. And while I'm up here, guys, I just want to mention one quick thing. The bedrock breaking trick involving the dragon egg has been removed in Minecraft 1.13. That is a confirmed removal. I tested it the other day, and contraptions like this no longer work to break bedrock. So if you are, if you started a new world in 1.12 or 1.11 or something like that, and you haven't broken bedrock, and you're still trying to get around to it, now is the time to do it. Because, yeah, that has now been removed. There are other ways to do it still, which I'm not going to mention for fear of them being removed again. But just know that the dragon egg trick no longer works in Minecraft 1.13. as of this recording. So that could change still if they, for some reason, add it back or change something else in the code. But as of right now, you can't break it with dragon eggs anymore. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know about that bedrock breaking glitch. And whoa, lots of noises. Let me turn down the sounds real quick. First thing we got to check, we already turned the farm on, so yeah, there'll be some mobs coming down here. First thing we got to check is if somebody left a skull in the farm. Which, if that's the case, I'm going to take it. And they did. Nice. All right, one down. 2 more to go, I guess. Oh, there's number 2. And now just 1 more to go. How about that? Wow, this is much quicker than I anticipated. Oh, and I think that was the 3rd head right there going down into the system. Let's go down and check. Should hear a little chime. Maybe. Fairly certain. Oh, there it was. Yep, my sound's turned way down. But there it is, right there, with a skeleton skull. Alright, got the 3 skulls. Let's turn off the farm as we leave. And we're going to go fight the Wither. Okay, guys, so we're now ready to spawn in the Wither. We're just going to do it right here real quick. I'm going to turn down my volume a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and just get this fight on. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Oh, yeah, we gotta wait for the explosion as well. Just wait here. Very carefully. And we should be able to take him down pretty easily. I'm wondering if, since they got rid of the dragon egg breaking bedrock trick, I'm wondering if they'll also get rid of this. And perhaps have the Wither, like, drop down through the bedrock. Or, maybe, eventually sneak out somehow. But hopefully not, because this is really, really useful. But you never know. It is possible. There we go. Nether Star achievement get. And now let's go back to the base and craft up the beacon. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll make Jarvis in just a moment here. But first, I have some very exciting news. He's returned, guys. The sea llama has returned. Somehow. Some way. The legends were true, guys. The legends were true. The sea llama returns. I don't know how they keep getting out of the land area. There's no gaps out there. I checked. It has to be something with chunk loading at the borders. But yeah, sea llama is back, guys. We're gonna keep him there this time, I think. Otherwise, he'll just keep coming back. He'll just keep returning. That's awesome. That's awesome. Anyway, let's get back to the base. Sea llama, man. Legendary creature of the sea. Alright guys, let's go ahead and craft up this beacon here. So let's go grab some obsidian. We got our nether star right here. And then we got some glass, I'm sure, in here. Yes. There we go. Beacon. Bada boom. Sweet. Alright, and we're actually going to rename this beacon to Jarvis. Let's actually get down here. There's a beacon, or an anvil down here, actually. There's also one here in the corner. Nice. So let's go ahead and name this guy Jarvis. There we go. So this will be our artificial intelligence right here. And Dracula is in the way. This guy must have been here for ages. Holy smokes. Alright, this is the guy we named on Halloween. For those of you guys who missed that episode, there he goes. Alright, he's going to fly around the rest of the base now. That's cool. Right, place it down. There we go. Jarvis now in there. Very cool. And the way that Jarvis is going to work, essentially what we want is we want to be able to ask Jarvis a question, and we're going to right-click, click this slot right here, and then he's going to give us a response to our question. And so we have some space dug out here. I'll probably have to dig out a little bit more, actually quite a lot more space back this direction. And we also need a shovel, which I think I saw in my ender chest. I believe. Yeah, right here, super shovel. So we'll need this. We're going to need to dig out a big area here, but then we can go ahead and start to build out. I got a bunch of redstone and redstone components right in here that we can use to build this guy. And the other thing we're going to need is a lot of paper. So let me go ahead and just, I'll dig this out here. We'll get started on this machine, and I'll be back. So guys, I've been looking around this area. I dug out a little bit in this direction, and I came across something here. This is the redstone line for the villager call mechanism at the trading hall. So that's what this line is right here. We made this way back near the start of the season. I also checked, there's nothing really this direction, but there is a water stream above here on this packed ice, which I think this is, the water stream that sends back the shulker boxes, the empty shulker boxes, to the carrot and potato farm over in this direction. So that is something we need to avoid. We can move this redstone line over, so that is a possibility. Just move this redstone line over, but it may affect how we have to shape Jarvis, have to shape the redstone for this. Also, I checked behind here. I know there is a rail line back here. I'm not sure how far back it is, but I think we're good on the depth. I don't think there should be too many issues on the depth here. So that's good news. Anyways, let's go ahead and start to build this thing. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have all the redstone components, and we'll start to construct Jarvis. Okay, guys, here is the first component of Jarvis. Of course, this is a comparator update detector. Of course, let me explain what comparator update detectors do. They detect input from blocks which they're not supposed to, essentially. This is actually a bug with redstone, with the comparators. And essentially what it allows me to do is interact with this comparator without having the comparator directly behind the block. So essentially what I can do is I can come in here, and it will detect when I click in this slot of the beacon. Just like that. You can hear the piston move every time I click. So I'll click again right here. And yeah, that is how we interact with Jarvis. That's how we ask the question right there. And the reason I'm doing this, I could use other blocks. Like I could, for instance, let me just, if I break this real quick. I believe I can also use things like a chest. Let me see, do we have, yeah, let's break this chest over here real quick. I can just show you, this also works with a chest and a few other different blocks with like inventories and things like that. It might also work with shulker boxes. I'm not sure. I haven't really tested it yet. But if I do this, and then we could, let's say we could open the chest. We could click in the chest. And you see, every time I click, the piston moves. So that is what the comparator update detector does. Kind of an interesting thing, actually. And let's go ahead and now we'll get back the beacon. We'll place this back down. You see the beacon also keeps its name when broken. So that is pretty awesome. So it is in fact still Jarvis. So anyways, that is the comparator update detector. And the next step is to go ahead and take the output from here. This torch right here is going to be the output. We're going to take this out this direction, and we are going to make a 4-bit randomizer. So it's going to have 16 possible outputs, which will all fire, depending on what the output is, one of any 16 droppers, which themselves will have 9 different outputs. So 16 times 9 is, I think, what is that, like 144 or something like that? So Jarvis is going to have one of 144 different responses, which we are actually going to hard code in by just simply, renaming pieces of paper with generic phrases that can apply to a number of different questions. And that is how Jarvis gets his quote-unquote intelligence. Intelligence, of course, in air quotes. Anyways, let's go ahead and make the 4-bit randomizer right here, and I'll be back to explain a little bit how it works. Alright guys, so Jarvis is now up and built. Let me go ahead and quickly walk you through how it works. The only thing we need to do still is to put the Jarvis inputs, or Jarvis outputs rather, into these droppers. You can see right now I just have some random items in these droppers. But let's go ahead and walk through this real quickly here. So you guys have already seen the comparator update detector, and I hopefully have explained how that works. That outputs a signal to this redstone torch, which then activates 4 randomizers here. These randomizers will output either a signal strength of 1 or 3 based upon the random chance of a chest plate or an armor piece being put in the hopper, or just a regular stackable item. So the armor outputs a signal strength of 3. The regular item will output a signal strength from the comparator of just 1. If it happens to be a armor piece, then the signal strength of 3 will turn off this torch, retract this piston, and then up here, that means that this line right here will either have 1 signal strength from this comparator, 2 signal strength from this comparator, 4 signal strength from this comparator right here, or 8 from this comparator right here, subtracted from it. So this line gets either 1, 2, 4, 8 subtracted from it, and then it outputs that result to the decoder over here. And this is essentially how it works. It just uses this clever trick of subtraction from this comparator line to get one of 16 responses. And then essentially the dropper serves as sort of a second randomization where it can output either, like say this one was selected, it could output any of these items that are in it. So any of the 9 items that are in it. So that's how we get 144 different responses, 16 droppers, and then 9 from within the dropper itself. So that is how it works. Let me give you a demonstration here, which should hopefully help explain it a little bit better. Let's just disconnect this for a minute. Let's say we activated the comparator update detector, and the randomizers ended up being this one had an armor piece, so that will remove that block. So that one had an armor piece in it. This one, let's say, had a flint, so that block stays up. This one had an armor piece, so that one is removed. And then this one, let's say this one had a flint, so this one will stay up. So then we have a situation like this going through. And so let me just walk you through. So this has a signal strength of 15 coming into this comparator. 15 minus 0, since this is now retracted, is still 15. So 15 gets put into this comparator. 15 minus 2 is 13, so 13 goes into this comparator. 13 minus 0 is 13, goes into this comparator. 13 minus 8 is 5. So when I place this block down right here, we should see a signal strength of 5 going into this dust. And that will then be perpetuated down this way. We'll see a signal strength of 5 here. And it'll go 4, 3, 2, 1. And so this right here is where the signal will go through. And this torch will turn on, which will activate this dropper, outputting the redstone block into the hopper chain, which will then go all the way over to where we stand to activate Jarvis and output the block at our feet, essentially. So that is what is going to happen here. Let's just place this block down and we'll see it. Boom. Already happened. There we go. So let's make our way down here. Of course, we see this torch has come on. The redstone block has been dispensed out of the dropper. And just to show you guys, there are different items in all of these droppers. That's the one that activated. And so, yeah, you can see that. And we should now see a redstone block, yep, right out here where Jarvis outputs. So that is how that thing works. And let's say we wanted, let's say the randomization was different. Let's say that only this dropper or only this hopper had a armor that came out in it. We'd have a situation then like this, which will output the first dropper over here, which I believe is stone. So that dropper now outputted, and we should see stone appear right here in just a moment. It takes a little while to go through the hoppers, but there it is. There's the stone. So that is how Jarvis works, guys. Hopefully that was clear. I'll link to JL2579's video on this 4-bit randomizer here, which will also help you guys understand it and to build it in your own worlds. So guys, that is Jarvis right there, just a simple randomizer and a subtractor, and including the randomization with the droppers, where it outputs one of 9 possible outputs, you get a total of 144 different combinations, which is going to make up the Jarvis AI system. Now I think it's time we go ahead and add all the responses here to Jarvis, and let's go ahead and head out to our sugarcane farm. I'm gonna need a bunch of paper, so we're gonna head out there. Gonna need like 6 shulker boxes full of paper, which I think we got more than 6 shulker boxes full of sugarcane in here, I'm sure. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So I'll go ahead and turn all this into paper, and I think I'm also gonna go out to the Guardian farm to make sure we have enough levels for this, because we're gonna need 144 levels to rename 144 different stacks of paper to different Jarvis AI responses. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to head out to the Guardian farm, and I'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we are now out here at the Guardian farm. This is one of my favorite builds this season, and I don't usually come out here that often, which is kind of a shame because, yeah, I really like the way we built this whole thing up with the giant aquarium up here. We got the mini Guardians swimming around up here. We got, you know, the sugarcane and stuff, and it all looks like it's underwater, when in fact there is no water at all up here, which is pretty awesome. And we also still have the beacon beams and stuff going through here. Got the collection area for the gardens, and of course, the actual farm itself, which is pretty good, and it also, you know, locks you in behind you, and we get, yeah, a ton of items this way, which is super awesome. Just gonna go ahead and plop all this stuff down in here. And in there we go, perfect. And then of course we just walk out, and those things retract, so that's awesome. We also got this, you know, enchantment table hidden in the floor or whatever. But that's not what we're here for today. We're not here for that today. Let me just put this back. Today what we're going to do is we're going to name a bunch of pieces of paper here, using some levels we're going to get from the farm. And I've already started to do that here, so basically what we want with these pieces of paper, we want some, like, generic responses to questions. So think of this as sort of like a magic 8-ball, whereas you ask it, you know, does this person like me? And, you know, you shake the 8-ball and it's like, signs point to yes. And so we want something like that, something generic, like a blanket statement that covers a lot of different questions. So I've started to do that. Right here you can see, like, probably. Like, if you ask Jarvis, you know, should I build a monument to Captain Jack Sparrow, and he says probably, like, that makes sense, right? Or he could also say something like, perhaps try another method. So that would then indicate to me, you know, maybe not a monument, maybe like a statue or something. Or if he said, I asked him that question and he said signs point to yes, then I should probably build it, you know. Or if he said definitely, then I should definitely build it. So you can see how these are all just generic responses that could potentially, you know, make an AI if all combined and randomly output. So that works. We'll also have some negative responses, like maybe not. So let's put this in the anvil. So we'll say, let's say one of the negative responses could be like probably best, not a good idea. Let's do that. Let's do that. Very blunt. Very blunt. We could do another one that's positive. Let's say it is certain. Yeah. Something like that. Some type of generic response. So that is what we are aiming for here. Some generic responses to hypothetical questions that I may ask it. So that is what I'm going to be doing here for a little while. We have to go through pretty much all of these shulker boxes full of sugarcane here and turn these all into paper and make sure that all of them have unique responses to any questions I may ask. So I'll go ahead and get started on this, keep naming some paper, and I'll be back. Okay guys, so we went ahead and spent some time here naming a lot of stacks of paper here. I'll just show you a few of them. So here are some of the answers here that can be seen. And yeah, this is sort of like what I'm going for in terms of like the answers here. I'm not going to show you all the answers because there's a lot of them. And yeah, there's a lot of different possibilities. There's some funny ones, some ones that cast doubt upon the answer. There's some that make fun of people. There's some that, you know, ask a question back to you. But overall, I think we did pretty good. So, yeah, I mean, those are just a few of the possible answers right there. And fun fact, when I made this for Impulse, it took me much longer than this because now you can actually make a whole stack, name a whole stack at once. But when I made Impulses, you had to name each paper individually, which was a huge pain. So, yeah, that is much more helpful that you can name the whole stack now. But anyways, I think we have enough now. We have 5 shulker box full plus this much right here. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take these responses back to our base. Just grab that. I think everything's good here. Yeah, I think we're good. So we're going to take our responses back to our base, and I'll meet you guys back there when we're ready to put them in. Alright guys, so now all that is left is to go ahead and click in all of these answers, and we can just, yeah, get whatever answers come to us from these boxes here. I'm trying to mix it up, you know, mix them up a little bit, so yeah, I won't know which one of these possible answers is coming in, and yeah, we'll see exactly if Jarvis is working after we finish up putting all these paper in there. Okay, Jarvis is now up and working, and I just want to show you real quickly here, we also put back the wall in the same style as this wall here, and added some more cocoa beans up here, which are still in the process of growing up. But let's go ahead and ask Jarvis a question here. We also put an item frame with a end crystal in there to signify this is Jarvis. So let's ask Jarvis a very basic question, easy money question right here. Jarvis, is your name Jarvis? Let's see what he responds with. He's got to get this one right. Otherwise, you know, we got to work out some kinks or something, you know. So let's just see what he says. Hopefully he gets his own name right. If not, that'd be very troubling. Here we go. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. What does that even mean? Don't believe it. Don't believe your name is Jarvis? Alright, is my name Cubfan135? Come on. Come on. You got this. You got this. You got this. He does take a while to respond because he has to calculate everything, so that's the reason why. Not due to, you know, hopper limitations of the hopper or anything. Calculations say yes, see? He's an AI, guys. He's an AI. All right, Jarvis, am I going to end the episode right here? Let's see what he says. Let's see what he says. And also, throw in there, Jarvis, should people leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this? Let them know, Jarvis. Let them know. Should they do that? Should they do that? Do it! Oh! What'd I tell you guys? What did I tell you guys? AI! Yes! Jarvis. Wow, this is amazing. All right. So, guys, this is going to be the end of the episode. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. By the way, leave a hashtag AskJarvis comment in the comment section below and ask your own questions to Jarvis. I'm going to pick a handful, maybe 3 or 4 questions to ask Jarvis from you viewers next time. So, hashtag AskJarvis, and you can ask Jarvis a question, and I will ask him, and he will answer. So, look forward to that at the beginning of the next episode, but for now, that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Cub. Goodbye.